What's going on, guys? Antonio here. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up and let's get into it. All right, so I had to do a quick one. This just came out Entertainment Tonight, and I figured I better strike while the iron's hot. I already got a video out, but this has been rumored for a while that Kevin Costner was leaving Yellowstone, and then other people was like, "Oh no, that's not true." But now, like I said, Entertainment Tonight has a story out that after this season, Kevin Costner is going to leave Yellowstone after 5 seasons. There's been rumors that they were trying to, they were scrambling behind the scenes trying to figure out a way, because here's the reality. This season 5 of Yellowstone was expanded. Paramount and MTV, they wanted more episodes of the show. So this season, they've been doing 10 episode seasons. This season is 14 episodes, but they did 7 episodes. They're on break, and they were supposed to come back a couple months ago and start shooting the second half of season 5. And you started hearing rumblings that Kevin Costner can't make it. Kevin Costner's not showing up in the set. And the 5 episodes of season 5 that are available to watch, when you check them out, you notice that Kevin Costner's in them, but he's not really in them that much. And it's more the stories are centering around the kids and all that kind of stuff. And obviously a lot of people are watching Yellowstone because they want to see Kevin Costner. But he's in, the guy just got elected governor on the show, and then he's like barely, he's in one scene, and then he's out for the rest of the episode. Then the next episode comes, and he's in the episode for like maybe 10 minutes and stuff. So if you've watched, although I will say, the first half of season 5, I have enjoyed. I thought, and probably the biggest reason I've enjoyed those episodes is because of Taylor Sheridan. Taylor Sheridan, the creator of Yellowstone, he writes all of, he's got like 50 shows on right now. He's got Mayor of Kingstown. He's got the Sylvester Stallone thing, Tulsa King, which I love. Tulsa King is fantastic. Mayor of Kingstown just finished its second season with Jeremy Renner. It's fantastic. He's got another show coming out called The Four Sixes. And if you watch Yellowstone, you know that involves Jimmy and what they did the storyline on, I think it was season 4 of Yellowstone. And Jimmy kind of went back. Jimmy had gotten hurt doing he was doing some bronco riding. He was doing rodeo stuff. And Kevin Costner's character, John Dutton, had told him, he said, "Hey, man, I know you want to do this, but I don't think this is what you're supposed to be doing. You need to stay." He's like, "I know you don't have no money. I'm going to pay all your medical bills and all that kind of stuff, but you have to keep your word and you have to stay off these horses and stuff." And he said, "Okay." And then his girlfriend at the time, who was played by, Eden Brolin, Josh Brolin's daughter. Josh Brolin's daughter plays Eden on the show. She's a barrel rider or whatever, barrel racer or whatever the thing. She does rodeo too. And she told Jimmy that she wasn't going to be with him if he wasn't going to be himself. He loved doing rodeo. He needs to keep doing rodeo. So he decided to break his word to John Dutton, and he got back on a horse, and, he hurt himself again, even worse. And then at that point, when he started getting a little, healed up and putting the splints on and all that, John told him, he said, "Look, man, you either got to go or we got to make a cowboy out of you. You're not a cowboy." And he's like, "Yes, I am." And he said, "Well, he said, you can't stay here." And if you watch Yellowstone, Jimmy's one of the ones that has the Yellowstone brand. The ones that are really, they have other people that work the ranch at the Yellowstone, but there are certain people that, like Cole Hauser's character and stuff, they have the Yellowstone brand on them. And if you can't leave, if you have the brand, if you're branded, that means you're something different at the Yellowstone Ranch. That means that when some of the drama comes down, they need certain things handled that might skirt the legalities or whatever. The people that wear the Yellowstone brand, those are the people that handle it. Which and that's supposed to be a promise. Like for them wearing that brand, that means that if something goes down, the Duttons are supposed to have a back because those people are putting it on the line for the ranch. And Jimmy, he was a young kid. I know in the storyline, Jimmy's character's father had a connection to the Duttons or whatever, and they took Jimmy in and started taking care of him. He was just messing everything up. But the fans like Jimmy. Fans like Jimmy. So that's why I said he had the whole thing with Eden Brolin, and she talked him into it. He got hurt. They said, hey, we got to send you. We got to make a cowboy out of you. They sent him down to Texas to the 4-6's ranch. And that's where he meets the woman that he is engaged to. He ended up getting engaged to her. I liked her. She's a vet. She was a vet working at the 4-6's. They're spinning. Jimmy's getting his own show, and he's actually doing the spinoff. Now, here's the thing about Kevin Costner leaving. There are rumors that they were trying to get Matt, because the guy that plays Jimmy, people like him, but he's not a big star. But people's like, oh, that's Jimmy from Yellowstone. I can't even remember his name, and I'm not trying to disrespect that brother. I like Jimmy. But they know that to have the show, they need a big star. So the rumor was they were going to get Matthew McConaughey, and they've been negotiating with Matthew McConaughey to take the helm of the 4-6's spinoff. Now, the thing is that I keep seeing on these articles is if there's not an if anymore. He is leaving. We now know for a fact that Kevin Costner is leaving. Before, it was a couple months ago, they were saying, oh, he's rumored to be wanting out and all this stuff. There's some rumors that him and Taylor Sheridan, they used to be cool. Obviously, they were having a lot of success with the show. Yellowstone is the most streamed show in the history of cable television. And guess what? That means Game of Thrones too. I hate to say, and I love Game of Thrones, but Yellowstone has done numbers and broke records. It has done things that they've never. It's doing better than The Walking Dead. And people that watch The Walking Dead, they know how successful The Walking Dead has been, and the hundreds of millions of dollars that show has generated. And Yellowstone is doing even better numbers than The Walking Dead. But they're saying that Matthew McConaughey was in talks to be the main star. He was going to be the owner of the 4-6's ranch. Because Jimmy went down to the 4-6's, but they've only shown a couple of people that work at the 4-6. They haven't really got in depth with it. And they were saying that Matthew McConaughey's character, if he took over, that he would be the head. He would be the owner of the 4-6's ranch. But there's alternative suggestions saying that instead of maybe them spinning off Jimmy and doing the 4-6's show, that if Matthew McConaughey does come on board, that he would take over as the lead on Yellowstone, and then they would just bring Jimmy back in. Because if you're watching season 5, Cole Hauser's character and all them, they're all heading down to Texas right now. They were losing money at the Yellowstone, and Beth Dutton is trying to figure out a way to save the ranch and all that. And they called, and they're running out of land for the cattle to graze, and they were sending several thousand head of cattle down to Texas so it was going to be the 4-6's. I think they were setting up the spinoff. So that's where the episode 7 ended, where they were all heading down to the 4-6's to let the cattle graze down there, and they were saying that they were going to be down there at least a year or something. Because that's the other thing, that some of the people on Yellowstone were going to be also appearing on the 4-6's spinoff show. So now that we know for sure that Kevin Costner is leaving, there's a couple things that can happen, and we don't know exactly. Like I said, I'm interested in the Matthew McConaughey thing because I think that would be very. I love I did the video the other day about True Detective. I love Matthew McConaughey. Obviously, Matthew McConaughey has an Academy Award. He's a brilliant actor. I've seen him in several things that I just enjoyed him in. But I think if Matthew McConaughey, if they cut the deal with him, and they give him that money, because I know he's not cheap. He wants money. But they have much. Trust me. If Matthew McConaughey says yes, I will do it. They will pay him whatever they will pay him, at least because they were paying Kevin Costner a bunch from the reports he was getting. Not to mention he was the executive producer on the show, so he's getting back in plus a huge upfront check per episode. So Matthew McConaughey is going to get that kind of money if they bring him in. I'm still, like I said, I'm curious as to what's going on because there's another show that, you got to talk about 1883, which Tim McGraw was on. That was fantastic. And what was it, is it not Sam Elliott? I don't know. It might be Sam. Anyway, 1883 is fantastic. 1923 with Harrison Ford. I absolutely loved every episode of that. Those are the Yellowstone prequels. There's also a Bass Reeves. That's supposed to be a 1883. It's because they said there were going to be more episodes of 1883, and there's a Bass Reeves miniseries. Like, if you know Bass Reeves was a black man, a cowboy, a bounty hunter. There is a lot of people that say that he was the person that they based the Lone Ranger on. He was a lot of the stuff that the Lone Ranger did. That Bass Reeves was the actual person that did it, but obviously he was a black man, so they made the Lone Ranger a white guy instead of just But Bass Reeves captured more fugitives and did more and stuff than anybody at that time, and he's a legend. He's a legend among cowboys. So the next 1883 episodes are supposed to have Bass Reeves. They're supposed to be focused. The guy that would play Martin Luther King in Selma, he's playing Bass Reeves. I can't remember his name. Was it Daniel Awalo or something like that? I can't. He played Martin Luther King in Selma. Sorry, I can't remember. But I'm just doing this on the fly. But yeah, they got the Bass Reeves stuff coming. They got season 2 of Tulsa King coming. Season 3 of Mayor of Kingstown. They gotta figure, if Kevin Costner is out, they gotta figure out a way to finish. They gotta finish out a way to finish the rest of season 5 because, like I said, they were supposed to start filming a couple months ago, and then it started coming out that Kevin Costner was not showing up, and he wasn't going to be on set, and they needed him to finish the story. So if he is officially leaving, that sounds like he will show up, shoot his scene so that they can write him out, and then they can figure out, because Paramount wants to keep Yellowstone. It makes them way too much money. They're not going to, whether Kevin Costner's there or not, they just want, if he leaves, they just need to have somebody that has a big enough star power to keep the show going. And like I said, if they get somebody like Matthew McConaughey, that Matthew McConaughey on Yellowstone, he's from Texas. The whole thing. So like I said, I'm curious to how this is going to work out. But yeah, Kevin Costner is leaving Yellowstone after 5 seasons. How do you guys feel about that? Get in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I'm out. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and please check out my podcast at anchor.fm/Ikari Press, or just type in Ikari Press on your favorite streaming platform today.